What he just did, and this is the problem with this. The story I wrote for the Atlantic was about this is the right move with the wrong team. Like what a president is supposed to do is build consensus and consent behind these big actions, build national unity. And one way you do that is by calling in the leaders of both parties on a question like Iran. It's not that divisive. Most Democrats and Republicans believe something had to be done. Um, there may be some arguments about what the something was, but no one thinks, oh, this is not a problem. Or certainly no one in leadership thinks that. Bring in the leaders, tell them what's about to happen, and get their approval. Because if anything goes wrong, they're going to be a lot more understanding if they were briefed in advance than if they weren't.
Having said that, there was this important element of secrecy, according to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, during their press conference early this morning. And wouldn't that have been a huge risk in terms of keeping this quiet?
If the suggestion here is that Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are bigger blabbermouths than Mike Johnson and John Thune, that's just insulting. That's who we're talking about briefing. Those four people, and two of them were briefed, so two were omitted. That's not about secrecy. That's just about being a jerk, and that's just about not being president of all the country. Because you know what, and it's also called being stupid, because things are going to. If there's a problem, you need Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer to go to their members and say, I knew about this. I thought, I agreed with it. I think this was right. And if this thing turns into a protracted mess and you need a supplemental appropriation from Congress, if Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer were on board, that would make all of that a lot easier. And by the way, when Trump made no case in the country, and again, that's secrecy, but most Americans don't approve of this mission. Maybe more approved today than did for it. But the last time there was a serious poll about how only about a third of Americans regarded Iran as an important national security threat to the United States, somewhat higher among Republicans than among Democrats, but a minority among Republicans. So you need validators. You need people in Congress who are on the other side to say, what, I have to, on this one, I'm with the president. That's really a helpful asset. And why you'd give that up, that's just foolish.